In 2012, before streaming overtook downloads and physical media as the music industry's dominant format, the year's two biggest-selling albums were Adele's 21 followed by Taylor Swift's Red. As 2021 draws to a close nearly a decade later, this year's biggest sellers, those records that inspired fans to buy a CD or LP or to find someplace where you can still pay to download rather than stream, are almost certain to be Adele's latest, 30, followed by Taylor Swift's Red. By now you know how Red re-entered the picture, outraged by the 2019 sale of her old label Big Machine, including the master recordings of her first 6 albums. Swift devised a plan to re-record her early work as a way to devalue those masters by essentially supplanting them in the marketplace. Why? Big Machine's buyer was Scooter Braun, the music exec known among other things for a stint managing Swift's nemesis Kanye West. Braun sold the label last year for a reported $300 million. The enterprise seemed quixotic, to say the least, when she announced it. Yet Swift, who wrote and recorded 2 albums of original songs in 2020, began making good on her wild promise this year, releasing her redo of 2008's Fearless in April, Fearless, Taylor's version, she called it, then dropping Red, Taylor's version, in November. Both meticulously reproduced the sound of the originals with help from Swift's collaborators at the time, both lured fans with newly completed renditions of outtakes from Swift's so-called vault. And both were prodigious commercial triumphs. Red, Taylor's version's debut atop the Billboard 200 gave Swift her 4th #1 album in 16 months, the fastest any artist has ever racked up that many chart toppers, according to the Trade magazine. Fearless, Taylor's version, will likely finish 2021 as the 4th biggest seller of the year, behind 30, Red and the second of Swift's maiden quarantine LPs, Evermore, which is nominated for Album of the Year at January's Grammy Awards. Folklore, her first 2020 joint, took that prize at the most recent Grammys in March. iHeartMedia, the country's largest radio conglomerate, even said it would replace Swift's songs with Taylor's version cuts as she makes them available. The singers follow through. Acts such as Def Leppard and Electric Light Orchestra have re-recorded hits, though never at this scale, reflected her singular blend of determination and wherewithal, not to mention her time off from the road during the pandemic, that the re-recordings have met with soup. More striking, though, was the creative energy the 32-year-old drew from this ostensibly business-minded undertaking, how alive she made the past seem as she held it in her hands.